Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back here with the future once again to another showcase and review. And we are getting to October, and it's Halloween time. So once again, Dollar General has all their Halloween stuff out like they do every year. If you saw my channel a year ago, you saw that I did a showcase and review already of the Skeleton Army here, and they are just released, by Dollar General Corporation, as far as I know. From 100 Mission Ridge, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. My good old friend C-Dub is from Tennessee, so he probably knows a little bit more about Goodlettsville than I do. But not only did I pick up a 2018 packaging of the Skeleton Army, because there's something a little different that I'll be showing here on the packaging, I also picked up the new Mummy Army figurines that they made. Another 10 count pack of mummy warriors here that you could put up against your Skeleton Army in a little scene or diorama or however you want. These are made like the old, small green soldier figurines that everybody knows that are still made to this day. But yeah, I couldn't wait to do this showcase and review and show these guys off and open these up and check them out. Take a closer look at them. I want to thank everybody who subscribed lately, dropped any comments, left any feedback. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of skeletons, mummies, ancient Egyptian stuff, Halloween stuff, so this is all right up my alley. So, like I said, I've really been anticipating this, and I really appreciate all the feedback and support. Like I just said, if this is your first time viewing, make sure you do all that I just mentioned. Subscribe, drop a comment, rate, give me a like. I don't even know if I mentioned that, but I mentioned it now. But yeah, I'm just excited to get to this showcase and review. So yeah, guys, let's check out the new 2018 Mummy and Skeleton Army 10 count figurine packs from Dollar General. Let's check them out, guys. Okay, as everybody can see here, these are the ones that I showed off last year, and I have them out of the packaging already. And this was the 2017 version, came on an orange card back and had a blank backing, with just who distributed it. Made in China too, as always. But yeah, you saw that it had the bat up there to the left and everything said Skeleton Army and just gave you a little choking hazard there. You had your $1 stamp there and 10 count down below. But pretty basic, card backing and stuff. But man, I love skeletons. Jason and the Argonaut is really cool. And I love that movie, and these really remind me of that. Jason and the Argonauts, excuse me. And these also remind me of, like, off of, the Evil Dead Army of Darkness movie where they had the Skeleton Army, and also remind me of the old Skeleton Warriors figures, which were really, really cool that I had, that were, like, some of the best figures when I was a kid. But these look like little knockoffs of those, so, yeah, I really love these. I actually have some opened up already, so we'll take a closer look. But I had to pick up the 2018 10 count packaging of them too. As you can see here, they are the exact same color and the same exact figurines in each of them. So I already have some opened up, so I'm going to leave this one packaged. And I'll show you closer up of the ones that I already opened up. But the thing about this year that I really love that they did, you can see it's the same kind of packaging, only purple card back this year, and $1 stamp is not in yellow up there. It's just, plastered in white there, and the Skeleton Army is written in white. You have your same warning, choking hazard, and your 10 count down below. Same pretty much style as they went with the orange packaging last year. But the only thing different is this year, yeah, there's a little cross sell like on the back of the figures, in poses. Some of them even look like they're, I guess, laying on the ground or whatever, but I thought that was really neat. Really reminds me of something from back in the 80s that they did, on the old 5.5 inch, like DC World of the Warlord and, Pirates of the Galaxies and stuff had card backs like this where they were just, regular white or, grayish card color and just had little illustrations of the guys. So I just really love this, and I had to pick up this package because it shows you all the guys as you get there in illustrated form, and I think that's just really, really neat. And you can see last year, I already showed you, they did not put that on the backing. So what did I do when I saw that? I looked at the mummy figures that I was already excited about getting, and check these out. I'm going to leave one of these unopened like I did the Skeleton Army, and open one of these up for everybody to check out and see closer up each figure. But the thing about it is they have the same packaging other than Mummy Army up here, other than Skeleton Army with the bat and the dollar sign there, with your $1 stamp there, and it even has the 10 count below, as you can see. But the thing I really loved about it, and you can see the figures closer up, is all the figures are on a little cross cell here on the back. And these illustrations are freaking classic, if you ask me. I mean, anybody who loves mummies, skeleton figures, or just, figures, period. This is really cool that they went all out on this year and did these illustrations on the back instead of leaving them blank. And like I said, there was no Mummy Army last year, and I'm thinking this is the first year they ever released the Mummy Army. So make sure you get to your Dollar General toy aisle and check it out. I always remember seeing the Skeleton Army, but never the Mummy Army have I saw. So really cool that we can have a battle between the mummies and the skeletons now. How badass is that? Now let's see, check out the Skeleton Army guys closer up, and then we'll open up the mummy ones. But here's some Skeleton Army guys. There's a few doubles in here. This guy's just with a sword here. When I did the video on the Skeleton Army last time too, my camera was not the greatest. And just to show you, here is a, older army figurine. And like I said, they are in the same style right there, as you can see right by each other. Here's another one that's holding a little pose there that, one of these, like him, holding the axe and the shield, kind of reminds me more like that. So he stands a little higher. But they're in the same mold. So if you wanted to have your army fight off, your regular army men fight off the army of skeletons, you can as well. These are actually made in a lot harder plastic, as you can see there. These are a more gummy, bendy plastic that they're made in. That's the only difference. But man, they stand up well, and they are very, very, very cool. Here's one with a scythe. This is the Grim Reaper of them, I guess. Here's one with an axe, like a bladed axe there, like it could really do some damage there. Sharp blade at the end there. Here's another one with the sword and the shield. Shields are just, they really look, they're kind of just blank on the front, but you see the sculpting and detail on these all the way around are really sweet for little small, army men size figures. Put them back there. Here's the one that would be out front with the bugle horn, whatever you want to call it. He'd be doing the war call or the war song for them. Blowing the bugle, letting them know that they're on their way to fight. Very sweet. Here's another one just, holding that bladed axe. Like, well, I'm saying bladed, all axes have blades, but this, like, niching it down here would do some major damage. Looks more like a freaking cleaver or something almost. Something you'd use to cut some meat. And then we have another one of those with an axe. So there are some different poses in here, but some doubles, as we already saw this one. There are 10 in each pack, like I said. Here's a guy over here that I'm missing. I always put this guy out front. He kind of looks like he'd be leading the charge, like the general of the crew. But then there is the badass, the main man of the crew too, and it's this one. He's got frickin' wings and an axe. I mean, the only one with wings. This has got to be like the leader, right? And look at that sculpting on the back too. These very, very, very cool. And I always put him up front if I'm going to display him. Yeah, I mean, look at the detailing on these guys. I don't think I got to the backs of all these guys, but they didn't, slack on any of the detailing. The molds are all the way around. But very cool there. And now let's take a look at the Mummy Army figures. I'm going to actually bust these open and come back with them opened up, and we'll check them out. Okay, so here I have them opened up now. And as we can see here, the mummies are done in a different style because they're mummies. But they do stand the same height as the Skeleton Army guys. You can't have them battle. The only thing that I think would have been cooler is if they made them in a different color so you could tell them apart easier. Because when they're all standing there, they look so uniform. But nonetheless, very sweet. He has an axe above his head. Went all out on the detailing on these two and the sculpts. The wraps are all the way around them, all the way down their bodies. Very, very sweet. And made in that same style of the Army figure there. He's even got it above his head, kind of like that guy, too. So this next guy, some of these wouldn't do too well in battle. I mean, unless they have mystical powers, like the Mummy's Alive. Because they don't even have weapons in their hands. This one's just trying to spook you. Doing the old classic mummy walk. Cool. I love the faces on these guys. Look at this. Look at the eyes. And the mouth and everything. Pretty sweet. I mean, even went down to the detailings on the thumbs and everything on the hands. They did a great job on these. I want to have these guys actually fighting these guys, so put them towards this way for a shot at the end. Then we have this guy. What's he got? Just a bow staff there. Huge stick that he's carrying. So these guys are not coming as equipped as the skeleton army so far, but nonetheless, a bow staff could do some damage. This guy's got a little axe here, so he'd do some damage. These are probably these have to be some quick mummies, by the way, too. Not your classic slow-paced mummies if they're going to be axe fighting. Just sweet to have a mummy army, though. This guy definitely isn't going to do any damage. He's just pretty much right out of the tomb. But I love the detailing they gave on these guys. They didn't like make each one, you know, the same. The wraps are all there, even bigger and smaller wraps. This guy's basically doomed to get slaughtered. This guy wouldn't do too bad. He's got the sword and he's looking over to the his left there. So he's kind of cool how they got him molded. You see the face pretty good on this guy too. Mouth isn't even showing. He's got to get up front. I got to get the guys with weapons up front there, because old mummy walk back here ain't going to do very good. And it looks like we got like 4 more to check out here. This guy has looks like a scythe there. So he's like the Grim Reaper mummy there. You got one of those. It's a different kind of scythe though. Might just be a bladed staff too. I might be saying that wrong. He'd do pretty good. And they gave you 1 double of him. I mean, but look at the wraps and everything. I mean, they could have really cheaped out on these, but they didn't for only $1. And you get 10 of them, which is a bargain in my opinion. And then the next 2 here. We got to take the soldiers out of the equation over here because they're not going to be in the fight. So then we have over here the next guy who's just holding like some kind of wand or staff too. These guys must have, you know, more mystical powers, you know. They got a little bit of magic and stuff in them since they're walking ancient Egyptian mummies. But put him in the front up against the other guy because he looks like he might be the leader with that wand. And then we have the last one, another one running. This time he's looking to his right with the sword. So that's the last of the 10 of the mummy army. But dang, are these just awesome. I mean, I don't have anything else to say, but these are awesome. But we've looked at all of them. And I did want to do this little setup so we can get a little shot here of them going at it. And I even got the skull in the background there to the right. So, yeah. Really cool shot there of the mummies ready to go down with the skeletons. It's going down. The skeleton army versus the mummy army. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed checking this out. Make sure you hit up your Dollar General, your local Dollar General, and grab these mummy and skeleton army 10-count figure packages and have as much fun as I did just reviewing them. Really sweet. I want to thank everybody who's watched this, tuned in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment down below. Give me a like on what you think. And until next time, guys, I really appreciate all the support, as I said, as always. Till next time, peace out.